Today, I have a very interesting guest. This is my first collaboration here on the channel. I'd like to introduce George from UpTrade. This is exciting stuff for me. This is, after all, my first collaborative video. Let's jump straight into it. George, what can you tell us about yourself and UpTrade?
Yeah, it's amazing, Andrew, and the first video of many, I'm sure. It's so nice to be able to have this, this floor to speak to you and your community, and it's going to be a great Q&A. I guess, my role, so I'm broker team lead at UpTrade. For those who haven't heard of us, we're a boutique crypto investment brokerage based in Australia, and been around for about 3 years now, and we got quite a couple thousand clients across the world in the States and Australia and some parts of Europe and even Canada as well. So yeah, it's great to be here and to have a bit of a forum to ask some of these
Yeah,
questions and get some good stuff answered. Yeah.
absolutely. This is great. So, I want to right off the bat ask a question because I know this is something I get a lot on my channel. For someone who's brand new to crypto, let's say, they've been hearing about it in the news. It's all the buzz lately, but they've never purchased before. We do have the launch of the ETFs. If you're someone who has never bought crypto before, you really don't know anything about it. Do you recommend going the ETF route or more the self-custody route of owning the physical token? Can you give us some pros and cons and what you think on that?
Absolutely. So I think the first and foremost thing is understanding what is the right fit for you when you are starting off your journey.
Hmm.
ETFs are a product that people are generally kind of sort of used to it and they understand how it works. They maybe have done that in their stock portfolio, and they kind of that's a familiar path for many people. And for some people, it's about actually owning the underlying asset and having that self-sovereignty right to be able to transfer it out or to be able to do as you wish with this because it's ultimately your asset. So I guess some of the pros of having an ETF vehicle for getting into crypto for the first time is the familiarity concept, is that you're used to this structure and in terms of how to buy it, you understand the concept, and it's less scarier typically for the individual.
Hmm.
Uh, Another pro of it is that it is sometimes through recognized platforms that you may have used in the past, and it's that's kind of a lower barrier to entry, so to speak.
Of course.
Um, yeah, do you see that as well in your world?
Yeah, one thing that I find very interesting about the ETFs in particular, I know here, at least in North America, we have the 401k and the traditional and Roth IRA options. One thing that we can do, and it's something I myself am doing, is that you're able to take some of your portfolio. Maybe you've already got a position in something else, or maybe you're just contributing to it altogether. You're able to contribute to either your traditional IRA or the Roth IRA. I don't know if in North America the 401ks are an option quite yet, but if you have something like the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF or the XRP ETFs, there's a few of them now. Those are things that you can directly contribute to in your traditional or in your Roth IRA so that you can get those retirement benefits without necessarily owning the token, but it's a tax advantaged account. And a question I have for you, because I did see it on your website, you guys do have a 401k option. I noticed. Does that include the actual token itself, or is that an ETF?
No, it's a great question, and I think a lot of our clients really value the ownership of the actual asset itself. In other words, you are the custodian, the sole custodian of your asset. It is yours. You can move it freely. This is a pro of using a brokerage like UpTrade, where you are effectively have the ability to take that asset, move it out there in the space to your own wallet address or anywhere really in the world that you choose to. And you'll be able to also have other applications as a result of that. And we'll talk about that in a bit more detail. But it just gives you a lot more power, a lot more rights, autonomy over how you want to control that asset. And I think it's a pretty big trend actually. Is the so we at Optra we give the option where yes, you are effectively storing it in the most insured and secured custody in the industry, which comes with a lot of protections.
Hmm.
But it is also you're owning the underlying asset as well because we send that asset to a vault, let's just imagine like a bank vault
Of
for
course.
crypto, and it's yours. You can go in anytime. You can take it. You can send it. You can withdraw it, and that control element is really important in a fast-moving market. Yeah.
So if someone wanted to start with that, what would be the procedure? Like I know at least here in a traditional company, your 401k, it's part of your employer match usually. If you wanted to enroll in something like this, would you first have to roll it out of a 401k into an IRA and then roll it over to UpTrade? Is that something you guys do directly, or what does the landscape of that look like?
Oh, it's a good question. So we don't handle the actual, the tax or administration behind setting up the actual entity. We help with the onboarding of that, getting the account verified, making sure you pass all the compliance checks and everything is good to go with a fast service. Once it's verified and you have the entity structure, our onboarding team will help you to actually create the account. And then from there, it's exactly as you said. Once the rollover happens into the IRA, then you can then transfer those funds to UpTrade, and then we can help with the purchasing of those assets in an IRA. So that's the benefit. We don't handle anything kind of before the account onboarding and the
Mhm.
purchasing. That's held, set up by different tax attorneys or in the states. So that's kind of our involvement, and then we help with the onboarding, the execution, the purchase of the asset, and the secure custody, which is amazing. And we're going to talk about more about what may come in the future from this as well.
hmm That's fantastic. Now, on an employer level, do you see it getting to a place where, if you're working in a normal company, is any company that offers a 401k, do you see a future where cryptocurrencies, whether it's an ETF or maybe even the tokenized form, do you see that being something that actually becomes an option for everyday people, maybe within in Australia or here in United States? To actually contribute to a retirement account from their actual employer program. Is that a future you see unwinding?
I think so. I definitely think so. I think crypto is going through a massive regulatory change at the moment, especially with we have the most friendliest crypto president in history.
Of
So
course.
with that will come a lot more regulations and favorable regulations and treatments. I don't have the answer right now, but I could see a
hmm
future where you'll be able to contribute and into like a crypto product and have exposure to that in the IRA as part of retirement account. We know that the US wants to have crypto as part of US retirement accounts naturally. So this will definitely become a key thing in the next few years. Mm.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that because I am always thinking about, where is this industry as a whole moving towards? And we're really paving, a road that hasn't been traveled down yet. And so it's very exciting to see that, over the next coming years, the entire financial system is going to essentially get a revamp or an overhaul. And I'm always really curious to see how does that roll out in terms of retirement planning, and not just even that, but can I go to the grocery store someday in the future and pay with a stable coin, or maybe even pay with an actual token itself? Maybe you're using XRP, maybe you're using Stellar. These are the kinds of things that I'm really excited to see how they roll out. And as you mentioned before, we're about to get that regulatory clarity. I know the Clarity Act is, maybe it didn't happen in the timeline that we were hoping that it would. Um, but it still seems like there's a pathway forward there. So we're going to have to just wait and see how that unfolds. So something I wanted to ask you next, let's say someone's holding their tokens with UpTrade. Are they going to be able to participate in some of these things that we're also excited for? Things like decentralized finance, staking, wrapping, delegation, or even perhaps the lending of XRP if it ever comes to that level.
That's a really good question. I get asked this many, many times, and the biggest thing. This is definitely heavily on our radar. Our treasury manager is currently reviewing plenty of options around this and what it looks like. But what we care about most is security first, and then reward later. So
hmm
we don't mind compromising on a little bit of yield and a little bit of what you can earn as a result to make sure the assets are safe. That comes first, and then so we're currently reviewing what that looks like. And I wouldn't be surprised to see in the next few months a pretty big update around what that looks like as a roadmap.
hmm
I know that rumors have been mentioned potentially around different products around staking, around lending and borrowing, and what that looks like. So effectively, our vision is to be the private bank for crypto. So from
hmm
one location, you can be the sole custody owner of your assets. In the future, hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll be able to do lending and borrowing and maybe use that equity that you built in your XRP to go and buy a home. Or maybe if it's, as you said, to fund a new car, who knows? Or it
hmm
could be you're staking it, you're earning X amount of yield per month, and yeah, you're being rewarded for being a token holder. And
Absolutely.
contributing to the network of XRP and Ripple. Yeah.
Yeah, very excited to see how all this stuff shakes out. I'm a very big fan of Flare. I'm sure you've seen from the channel.
I have.
I'm really happy with all of the things that they're doing over there. Very excited for Firelight. Even just, the staking and delegation with their FTSO providers just offers so many unique opportunities to generate passive income. Or in some ways, I see it as a better alternative to owning real estate in general. So I'm really excited to see, how does all of that unwind and see where it goes going forward. And so another thing I wanted to talk about because we kind of briefly mentioned it, there's the security side of things. What experience have you and your customer base had with scams? Because I know here on my own channel, the scamming it makes me furious. I can't even put into words how frustrated I get, and not just with the bot comments in all of these videos, but you also see thumbnails for fake videos that lead people to QR codes that could potentially drain their wallet. And those are just two examples. What experience do you guys have at UpTrade? Navigating all of these scams.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we care most about is protecting our clients. And that's like the heart of this is trust and protection. Because if you can have $1 million in crypto, but one wrong button, one wrong email getting compromised, and you click the wrong link and it's gone forever.
Mhm.
Not saying that that will happen, but it can happen if you're not protected and careful. So what we really do care about is the consumer protection. And what that does that look like? So we know we've heard all the stories in the space. There was another brokerage, a client who she was being coached through a scam for XRP, and they made a relationship. They called her and just said, "Hey, look, you can earn false returns on her XRP." It was completely fraudulent, but she believed it, and she ended up just following all their instructions.
Hmm.
And as a result, she had lost quite a bit of money. It was about $200,000 that she'd lost in XRP because she sent it elsewhere from these people that were coaching her for these false returns. And there wasn't any guarantees.
Hmm.
I think it was an exchange, or I can't remember the exact name. I won't mention it, but they didn't have any real safeguards to protect her in the sense of having a relationship. So with us, what we do first is we build a relationship with our clients, and we know what they're trying to achieve and do, and we understand. And that's
Hmm.
very, very important to be able to just get on a phone call and say, "Hey, what are you doing here? What is this that you're trying to achieve?"
Right.
And we know all the scams. We've seen it all. That's first and foremost is the relationship. Secondly, we have a lot of safeguards in our custody where, for a withdrawal to go out through our secure suite, we need about two or three approvals before it goes out. There's a lot of safeguards. So we actually call the client, we verbally confirm it's them making the request.
Hmm.
We send a small test transfer first. We ask, and understand why they're making that transfer in terms of like, is it the right decision for you in terms of protecting you? And of course, it's not relevant for everyone, and it's designed to hinder people, but it's designed to make sure that these simple errors, which can be massive detriments to your life wealth and what you're trying to
Of
build,
course.
is protected. And it's not for everyone, but those that do value that as a service, where, we even have things like next of kin, where if something were to happen, and people have millions of dollars on their ledgers and wallets, if they haven't backed it up with their family or friends or next of kin, it's gone forever. So the
Hmm.
protections are all the way from, family planning to secure custody to the right industry practice. I mean, it's such a simple thing to send a test, but people don't really think to do that. I've seen people they copy addresses, write it out manually, the
Hmm.
basic stuff that you just want to avoid. But on the scam front, there's plenty of that happening.
To that point, I want to bring this up even for my own audience because I think this is so important, is that there is a crypto scam out there where they will track your activity through the ledger. So let's say you just recently made a transaction, even literally just a second ago. They can see your public transaction. They might not know who you are, but they have your ID. And if they know you traded XRP, for example, they might send you a very small fraction of XRP just to get your wallet address, and they'll spoof a different address. And basically, when you go to send your crypto back and forth between wallets, as many of us do, if you go into the transaction screen on your wallet or through Coinbase or whatever app you're using, there's sometimes the option it'll be in your transaction history. You click the last wallet that's sent. And if they're spoofing an address that has the same characters in the beginning and the same characters at the end, if you're not double checking, you could end up sending whatever it was that you meant to send goes to this spoofed wallet and there you go. You have no idea it even hit you because all they had to do to get on your transaction history was just send you the most smallest fractional amount. And I've seen horror stories of people, very smart people in crypto, getting bamboozled by that. So I definitely think, there's definitely some value. And what you're saying is that you guys basically shelter people from that. And then if I'm understanding this correctly, you guys identify as like a boutique brokerage, meaning, if I need support, if I call one of you, I'm on the phone with a real person, not an AI chat bot or really a call center. Do I have that correct?
100%. So in this case, you'll be speaking effectively with me. So I manage the broker team. I've been doing crypto for 8, 9 years, investing and trading,
Mhm.
seen and heard every scam and project under the sun. So it's very rare to actually speak to the phone on the phone to someone in the space. And we're here. Our faces are on the website. We're public, and that's such a simple thing, but to a lot of people, it's very valuable.
Mhm. And so for those of you guys at home watching, you guys know that I love self-custody, but I know that for some of you guys, that's something that maybe you're not entirely comfortable with. I do think what George is talking about here, it's a good safe option to have a place to store your crypto and maybe you don't necessarily want to have the cold wallet because it opens opportunities for people to sneak in and get at it. So I think what you guys are offering, George, is a very cool service. We've got about 5 to 10 minutes left on the Zoom call. Is there any topics that you want to cover before we hit our time limit?
I think we've covered off very important topics around, the ETF products, a little bit about the compliance and where that's heading. I think the only other thing I would mention is, you know, where we are at the market at the moment. We just had tariffs removed this morning, from Trump. We had an impulse
Hmm.
move, a little bit of a bounce in the market for Bitcoin and the alts. And I think this is the thing is that there's a lot of negative sentiment out there. But if you look underneath the hood of the car, there's a lot of positive things happening in the
Oh,
crypto space.
absolutely.
Right. So when you analyze any company or anything you look at, is there a disparity between the price and what's happening in the fundamentals? And that's when, as an example, Amazon was down 95%. I don't know what year it was, with 2001 and 2.
Hmm.
And Bezos put out a letter, and Bezos said, "Hold on, yes, our price is down 95%, but our stats have never looked better. Our book sales are going from strength to strength. Everything is looking good. All our metrics are great." And the company was growing, and then people that bought the fear, and they did very well. It's the same thing here. We don't see any fundamentally negative things towards crypto. We see a lot of adoption and growth from institutions and buying. We see, yes, the price is down. That's one, perception of market value, which people, as you know, people are irrational, they're emotional,
Hmm.
things get mispriced. So I think that, yeah, despite the conditions, I think there's always opportunity. And speaking of the right people about having a strategy session or consultation, just to see if it's the right fit for you. If it sounds like it's for
Hmm.
you, feel free to set up a call because this year could be a big year for crypto, and I think having the right resources is going to be what you need to get ahead. The difference between you winning 200% to 500% or even more to just being baseline, and it's about having information, and that's really
Hmm.
important. Yeah.
I agree 100%. And even this morning, worked on a video about Flare. Flare just went under a penny yesterday for the first time since 2023. And if you go in the Twitter space, there's people out there that are, throwing a tantrum over it. And I'm sitting here thinking, you have an opportunity to get in at quite literally the lowest point. We know where this is going. We see nothing but good news in this market. And so like you were saying, price is only one piece of the overall puzzle. It's not necessarily the only thing that derives value, especially in this emerging market. I look at that as a tremendous opportunity that it may not come back around again, especially if 2026 ends up being as good of a year as I'm sure you guys believe it. I'm a very firm believer that the best is still yet to come, and I think we're really going to see that once we hit the Clarity Act. Hopefully, that gets approved sometime this year. Hopefully in April, but you just never know with our legislators.
Amazing. No, I'm totally with you on that. And yeah, we'll get some more clarity around that, no pun
Hmm.
intended. And yeah, it's going to be great. I'm sure we're going to be doing a lot more of these videos. We do a lot of research and analysis in our brokerage, so maybe we can do something about that in the future videos. And yeah, I
Hmm.
just wanted to thank you for the forum and this opportunity, and I look forward
Yeah.
to 2026 with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you as well. This was my first collaborative video. So, as you know, I recently started my channel back in November. So, a lot of things been moving very quickly for me, but I'm very excited to see, how far we can take it. Not just on this channel, but in this space entirely. So, I'm really happy to collaborate with you. For those that watching at home, how can they find you?
So what I'll do is I'll leave a link with my contact details and a sign up, or a link that you have under the Andrew Fillion page,
Hmm.
which will have a sign up. And then what we'll do is I'll be in contact if you do want to have a consultation. If it sounds like it's for you, no stress. If it's not, it's not for everyone, but for those that do find it really valuable, there's many of our clients. And so yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys, and looking forward to seeing you all.
Awesome. Well, thank you, George, for sitting down with me. You guys at home, thank you for watching. It's amazing to see where this channel has gone in just a short 2.5 months. Excited to see where we take this in 2026, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys in the next one. George, thank you again for taking the time to sit down with me on both angles here. I hope you guys all have a great day.
I appreciate it, Andrew.
All
See you
right,
soon. Take care.
take care. And now at this point, I'll freeze it so they won't hear this part. I'm going to edit it out. Um, just so that we can continue talking. I think we've got maybe 4 or 5 minutes before this thing bottoms out on me. Unfortunately, I can't see exactly how much time I have. Hopefully, it'll give me a notification. Um, just
I,
wanted
I
to, just wanted to,
I don't think it has any. Oh, it's got 40 minutes. Right. Okay.
yeah, because I just have the guest version, so I don't have unlimited Zoom time. But this is good. We have all this recorded. I can just very easily cut this part out, so this part won't go on the channel. Just want to see, where do we take things from here? What do you think the next steps are? I like what you guys have to offer. I think this makes a lot of sense. Some of my viewers, they do not want to get cold wallets, so I think this is an option for them that, could bear some fruit.
Yeah, we literally take on all that heavy lifting, and to even me, I've been in this space for 9 years.
Hmm.
I hate cold wallets. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with updates. I don't want to deal with new extensions and browsers and plugging in ledgers. I actually keep
Hmm.
my stuff with UpTrade, you know. I keep my own stuff with UpTrade. I could probably
Yeah,
say that. And it just eliminates all those headaches about waking up and thinking, okay, I'm going to wake up and it's all vanished for some silly
right.
mistake. So we do literally, if you look up Fireblocks, that's our custodian. It is the
Hmm.
best custody in the industry. It's secure and insured. So it makes me sleep at night. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I know at least for me on a personal level, like I have my cold wallet hidden in my house in probably a very ridiculous place, but it's like you never know if someone breaks into my house. It's like I need to have that thing like completely
Yeah,
hidden. Like even a safe isn't safe because if they could just steal the safe and that could be cracked into. So like literally hiding it was to me the my best option. And it's kind of almost feels a little childish, It's like you're hiding this little flash drive sized device somewhere in your house, but
it is indeed. Yeah, it feels exactly childish. And that's exactly what I was thinking too. And the thing is, people, they don't realize that if they pass away or something happens to them and they haven't
mhm.
told someone and that person isn't capable, it's gone forever. So
Yeah.
that's what we hand, and that's pretty much why we charge what we charge for the most part.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
I like that. I think that's a really good angle. I might find a way to snip that part into the video because I think that was a pretty good segment. Maybe I can sneak that into part of our cold wallet discussion. But
mhm.
all in all, I think this went really well. I don't know how much time there's left before I feel like it's just going to randomly end on me. I've seen Zoom do that.
Sure.
Um,
No worries. Well, look from here. I think we do regular content. I mean, not so regular that, the audience is getting numb to it, but
yeah.
whenever you feel right, every fortnight or couple of weeks, we can do different
Hmm.
content pieces, collaborative pieces. We got a lot of research. I mean, we could talk for hours about crypto because we just
Yeah, I
do
was like,
so much research.
hmm Yeah, I would love that. And then you guys probably hold probably all of the major tokens, right? Like XRP,
Yeah.
Flare, Monero, H bar.
Majority of them we list and we hold. So
Hmm.
we can talk about that as yeah. Oh, it says here 10 minutes left in the meeting.
Ah, there it is. I was paranoid that Okay, I guess we had more time than I thought, but
Yeah. So, and then what I'll do is, as a result, we'll measure it, and I'll say to my finance team, "Hey, I actually,
hmm
we look at what we've done here. I want to see if there's a potential budget here. Let's put something
hmm
behind this and actually professionalize. That's kind of my dream. So
hmm
yeah, and why not, right? So yeah, I mean, your channel's growing great. It's
Yeah,
awesome
it's
to see.
it's going up about almost 2,000 subs a month right now, which is way faster than what I imagined it being. I started this thing out I mean, geez, it had to have been the week before Thanksgiving. And I
Mhm.
just was like, oh, let's just see what happens. I had no idea that,
Oh,
I just cracked
your
into,
JP, your last video got many views and 100 comments. Wow.
yeah. And people it's spreading, but the people that watch are really liking it. I'm getting a lot of the same people almost on a daily basis. I recognize the same names. So it's like, okay, there's definitely something here.
Wow.
So
What seems to be doing the best?
in terms of content or
Yeah, it looks like XRP gets a lot of views.
my XRP and Flare videos by far and away do the best. Almost in a strange way, the Flare videos almost do better than XRP, which is a smaller community, which I was actually a little bit surprised by. But anytime I make a Flare video, it's almost a guaranteed slam dunk. Um, and then the one I did yesterday about the JP10Y, that one's really taking off right now. But I feel like that one is so relevant that you might be getting people outside of the crypto space watching that one just because it's not every day the JP10Y hits an all-time high since the 1998.
I know. Yes,
And I'm sure
seriously.
you guys are probably watching that too.
Yeah, we're looking at the carry trade for sure and unwinding
hmm
and all the stress around that. That's what our analysts are doing. And yeah, I think it's going to be great. I look forward to seeing the results. Obviously, first one's always a test run and you don't really get
Yeah.
much traction. So yeah,
hmm
let's plan out one for a fortnight from now and we can
Yeah. Do
different
you want to
topics.
say 2 weeks? That gives the audience enough time to percolate and they don't feel like we're coming at them with the same topic. I think 2 weeks would be good.
I look forward
Um,
to it, Andrew.
Yeah, I did too. I think, I have a lot of questions for you guys as well, and we build this thing out. I think some of my audience is definitely on the older side. My analytics show it's majority 40 and up.
Oh wow.
So, I think a lot of them are petrified by the cold wallet stuff. So, even though I'm willing to do it, I understand a lot of them aren't. I could see this being something where they would probably rather have you guys holding on to it than Coinbase. And,
That's a whole other topic as well. Like people come to us because they have bad experiences with Coinbase, with freezing funds,
mhm.
with what else? Like limiting them on delays in service. There's a lot of things that happen with Coinbase that people come to us for that, and then even things like things getting delisted or more opportunities.
Right.
There's quite a bit of differences there to what we do. But you're right, its security angle is important too.
hmm
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I think this was good. Happy to definitely touch up in the next 2 weeks, and then if you want to send me topics you want to talk about, I'll put a couple topics together. And now that I know that this thing will give you a 10-minute warning before it pops, I think it'd be I think it'd be pretty easy to at least get a solid half-hour interview, if not try to run it all the way
yeah.
to the 40. And maybe I just at some point bite the bullet and just get the premium Zoom membership. That's always an option too.
Absolutely. Look, 40 minutes is plenty of time.
Yeah.
We got 20 minutes to record half an hour and then 10 minutes debrief. So yeah, I'll
hmm
shoot through some ideas. I look for, we are actually creating a YouTube channel. We're going to start pumping out this stuff like crazy. So
hmm
if you share the recording with me, we're going to redistribute it to our audience as well.
Oh yeah, great idea. Do you know how that all works? This is my first time recording on Zoom. Is it just going to show up as like an MP4 file and some folder, I
Pretty
guess?
much. Yeah, it's going to be some folder on your laptop or computer as an MP4 file. You then upload it to a G drive and share it to us through a drive like that. I
Okay,
think that's
cool.
probably the best way.
That
Yeah,
should be pretty easy. If it does work out that way, I'll throw it on a Google Drive and I'll share it to you.
amazing.
I could probably have that out as long as this is a straightforward process. Probably could have it to you within 10, 15 minutes of this hang up.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Hmm.
All
Awesome.
right, Andrew.
Oh, cool. Well, this was awesome. I appreciate you reaching out and taking the time.
No, it's great. I look forward to seeing what this can become, and you take care
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
see you
of
soon,
course.
right?
All right. Take care.